GOP frontrunner Donald Trump speaking to reporters just a short time ago in the key battleground state of New Hampshire, going on the offensive while talking about his opponents and taking on his critics.
Rand Paul, you have to understand, is a disaster in the polls. He's a disaster on military and defense. He's getting decimated by everybody. And other than giving him a lot of money for an eye center, at his request, he asked me, could I have money? I said, absolutely, because I thought it was worthwhile. But I gave him a lot of money for an eye center, which is very hypocritical when you think of it. But other than giving him a tremendous amount of money for his eye center, which I'm happy about, frankly, because I'm sure they do good work. I hope they do good work. He is doing so badly that he figured he has to go out and attack Trump because I'm leading by a lot everywhere. And I don't mind. I think he's never going to make it. Never going to make it. Can't make it. Hey, look, I've been attacked now by Perry of Texas, and he went bing like a rocket ship, except in the wrong direction. I was attacked by Lindsey Graham, and he had 2 points. Now he has 0. Now, Rand Paul has very few points, but I think he's going down, too. And I'll say one further thing about Rand Paul, then let's not waste a lot of time. But Rand Paul is using the people of Kentucky. Either run for Senate and do a good job, or run for president. You don't run for president, and by the way, if I don't make it, I'll become your senator reluctantly. Jeb Bush said that on women's health issues, he won't fund them. Then he said, oh, I misspoke, I'm so sorry. I cherish women. Women will be taken care of better with a President Trump than anybody else, Republican or Democrat, anybody else. We're led by people that don't have a clue. Honestly, I think we're led by stupid people. I don't think they're bad people. You know, it used to be they said it's so bad it has to be that they're bad people. I actually don't think. I think they're very stupid people. Our leaders don't have a clue. They're incompetent. Jeb has raised $114 million, approximately. Everybody that puts money up for Jeb Bush, it's like he's a puppet. He's totally controlled by these people. Jeb Bush is controlled by the people that put up the money. And so are the other candidates. I don't want money from people other than small donations, because I have so many people writing it. One woman sent $7, another one sent $20. I love that where they invest in my campaign. They invest. I don't want that for the money. I want that because psychologically I think it's great. But Jeb Bush has $114 million. What's he going to do with it? He'll start hitting me with ads, I guess. You know, at some point he's got to, because he's going down the tubes.
What is your opinion of Al Gore and Bill Maher?
Well, I think that they'll be probably involved at some point because there's a lot of pressure on Hillary right now. It's been brutal. It's been brutal for Hillary. And I think at some point she's perhaps not going to be able to run. She's going to have to end her campaign.
All right, that was a laundry list there. Joining me now, Howard Kurtz, host of MediaBuzz on Fox News. All right, Howie, it seems like he's continuing on what is working for him. He paints in very bold strokes when it comes to policy issues, and he is not afraid to go after anyone standing up on that stage with him. And in fact, he went after somebody, you didn't see it there, but he did talk about Carly Fiorina, and he said, oh, am I not allowed to talk about her because she's a woman? So she got thrown in the pile, too.
He just takes out this 2x4 and starts whacking away. And by the way, do you know he cherishes women? Look, this is the Trump style. It's Trump unfiltered. And it seems to me that, you know, the whack that he took at Hillary is very instructive. He says she's having problems. Yeah, she is having problems. She's sliding in the polls, and she's got the FBI investigating her email. Then he flips from that to she's not going to be able to continue in the race. I mean, it makes it sound like she's on the verge of dropping out. And then at another point, I don't think we showed it, he says, I think Joe Biden's going to get in. He doesn't know that. By the way, the media don't know that either. But if the media then say, well, this was over the top, the way that he described Hillary Clinton, then he'll just call the pundits a bunch of losers and idiots, and it extends the news cycle.
Well, he did talk about, Chris Tyrwell foreshadowed that he's going to have to talk more about policy, and he started doing that. He took a few questions there, and one of the things he talked about, which he's talked about a lot, is the mistreatment of veterans in our country and how across the board, bipartisan, everybody agrees that it's a disaster in many, many cases. But he talked about things like, I'm going to just start firing federal employees, like VA employees. And there was some special legislation passed to that effect with certain executives, but it talked about firing the EPA. I think that he was referring to Department of Education people. I mean, those are the kinds of things that in reality these are federal employees, many of them in unions with protections. You can't just do that.
No, and, you know, it's also risky and problematic to say we're just going to go in and take ISIS's oil. Well, how many troops is that going to take? I mean, Trump is a master at the soundbite that sounds terrific to people who want to hear a non-politician promise easy solutions. He rarely drills down below the first couple of sound bites. I mean, take his dust up with Rand Paul. And he says, oh, he asked me for money. We played golf. I beat him at golf. What he didn't respond to in any substantive way was this ad that Rand Paul put together showing old clips of Donald Trump saying he's a liberal on health care, talking about how he supported Democrats. And he doesn't need to do that, because even as pundits and prognosticators say we need to hear more policy specifics from Donald Trump, even when he flounders around on these issues, or defunding Planned Parenthood, he's taken about 3 different versions of that this week, his supporters don't care, and his numbers are holding up, as we saw in the Fox poll.
Yeah, and I heard that audience very enthusiastic tonight, loved everything it seemed that he had to say, except there was a boo when he mentioned the name Hillary. Other than that, lots of applause. All right, Howie, we will see you Sunday morning for MediaBuzz.
And we will be talking about this and also the other candidates. How do they get any oxygen other than attacking Trump so they get a headline with their name and Donald Trump? Thanks, Shannon.
Yeah, they got to strategize, too. All right, Howard, thank you very much.